I just graduated Florida State Law School, and I was studying for the bar at Stetson Law School in St. Petersburg, Florida. A gentleman kept approaching me, asking me questions about the law and where you could find certain books, so I certainly was curious, and I learned that he was a Vietnam War veteran, did 3 tours. He came home from the war. He had lost his job. He couldn't get work. His wife had left him, and his son was in legal trouble. He didn't know what to do. Ultimately, he just robbed a bank in Northport, Florida, in Sarasota County. He was caught. They put him in jail. And while in jail, the county decided to bring a civil forfeiture act to take his car. And that's civil, so he wasn't entitled to an attorney under our law. But he wanted to use the law library, and they denied it. So ultimately, he lost in the civil forfeiture, and he lost in the criminal case, and he was in prison. And in the prison, he decided to sue the county for failure to allow him to get access to legal materials to defend himself. And he had pursued that for a number of years. So now he was out working on his own, and he asked me if I would help him. Now I'm armed with a brand new law degree, and I was ready to fight any corner of the world for justice, and I took the case. And so about 2 weeks after I was sworn into the bar, I was in federal court on my first case in Tampa, and battling with a very seasoned team of lawyers who represented Sarasota County and the Sheriff's Department. And we prevailed. And then they decided to appeal the county to our appellate division in Atlanta, Georgia, and we prevailed again. Then they decided to appeal this case to the U.S. Supreme Court, and we won again. So that was pretty exciting, my very first case going to the U.S. Supreme Court. But what I really remember about that, ironically, was in one of the very first depositions, maybe the first I ever did as an attorney, I walked into the of the conference room of the seasoned lawyer who I was opposing, and on the walls he had large heads of animals from a safari. Apparently he was a hunter, and he mounted those heads to the wall. And he came into the room, he saw me looking, he said, "You see that space right over there?" And I looked at it, he goes, "That's where your head's going." And I never forgot that. And fast forward, when I had my own practice in my own conference room, I too chose to put animals on the wall. As you can see, I didn't shoot him with a gun. I shot him with my camera.